Today, guys, we're going to be discussing the North London derby. Arsenal head to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this Sunday at 4:30. It's going to be a massive game. We'll be discussing what might happen, the form of both teams, the situation both teams are in, because they're very different. And yeah, guys, so if you do enjoy this kind of content, remember to smash that subscribe button right in the top bin, you know what I mean? Because we're going to try and get 200 before the end of February. And let's get it. When it comes to the hosts, they currently sit in 16th place in the Premier League on 29 points. Only 5 points ahead of the teams in the relegation zone, which is, it's very frightening times for Tottenham. And I've done a video on that if you want to go and give it a wee watch. But it's just not a good time to be a Spurs fan, and I think all yous would agree that. When is it ever? No, I'm only kidding. But the current situation they are in is they need to be cautious. Obviously, they're bringing that manager Igor Tudor from. He was a free agent, but he's worked at Juventus previously, and he's done very underwhelmingly. I watched the Overlap quite a lot, and this guy called Ben on TikTok, he's a Spurs fan, and he deep dives into Spurs quite a lot, and the way that I see it, and I think a lot of Spurs fans see it, it's not he's got a previous history of keeping teams up or reviving teams essentially. He done it with Udinese, I'm pretty sure, a couple of years ago, and he's done it with Juventus to kind of get them into Europe or to make sure they don't drop out of Champions League places. But it's just, I don't think it's the right appointment to go into. They cannot lose games against anybody below them or anybody around them, like Leeds, Brighton, Crystal Palace. They just can't. They can't. I mean, they go into this game this is probably the most predictable North London derby in a while, and in terms of table position. Whereas Arsenal are top of the league, but they're bottom of the league. So it is one of the games you wonder what is going to happen. But on Spurs, it's like they're just. Obviously, Ange done his segment on the Overlap, and he talked about what's been happening at the club. They weren't aligned. They didn't have a vision like Ajax, or like teams like that. They have a vision. Brighton, Brentford. Every team in the world has a vision, and whether they follow that vision, most teams in the world have a vision, but it's just. Spurs haven't. They've just wanted to win that trophy. They've won that trophy, now they don't know what to do, which is a big problem when you do think about the current circumstances and sense of, well, what do you want to do? Like do you want to get relegated? Because then it will completely destroy their club. But then we move on to Arsenal. Arsenal, previous weeks, they've drawn to Wolves in the last minute. They've drew to Brentford, which Brentford, as I said in my previous video about Arsenal bottling it, they have done quite good. Obviously, FA Cup, Champions League, they've been superb. Premier League as well, that's no doubt about it. But this game is a big game. They need to beat Spurs if they want any. They cannot drop any more points if they want to win that title. I know a lot of fans around England, in particular the world of football, they don't want Arsenal to win this league because they're their fans. But even I'm in probably a similar boat. I don't really mind who wins the league, but it is, their fans are quite annoying sometimes. I say sometimes, not all of them. I'm not. It's just AFTV blaming the wind, aren't they?
And I know it's going to be criticised, we've talked about it before, but I looked at the weather report. You had gusts. No, this is actually what we're experiencing.
Yep.
There was wind gusts up to 36 miles an hour, and it was a swirling wind. Now,
For both teams.
For both teams.
We were
Now,
2-0 up.
we were 2-0 up, but that is a leveller.
I mean, come on, lads. Take the draw. One of the teams get move on with it. But if Arsenal win the league, I think it would be better for the league, personally, because they've not won it yet, and Manchester City cannot keep winning that league. It's unfeasible, and it's unethical for the league. I would be saying it if Spurs in the same position. It is good if another team wins the league. Like Liverpool last season, it was good because they've won and been dominating, but they've not won. So it's like there's a difference between winning and etc. etc. But going into this game, the previous North London derbies have been, I mean, heavily dominated by Arsenal. I mean, the last one was 4-1, and Thomas Frank kind of got shown what was kind of coming. I mean, Premier League, Arsenal have kind of dominated. I mean, the last couple, it's been 1-0 away. I mean, you had that, they were 3-0 up at half time, and then they kind of, Tottenham clawed back, but it is going to be an interesting game. Obviously, as I previously stated, Arsenal top, Tottenham shine themselves to be getting relegated, but I do think Arsenal will win this, and it will put more fear into Tottenham fans. But I do expect a big win tomorrow, on Sunday, sorry, and I do expect 4-1 Arsenal. I do not see there's no indications that Tottenham are going to win this. Also, even though it's disappointing to draw to Wolves Arsenal, I do expect them to bounce back. And Igor Tudor, I don't know much about him. As I said, I got information from Ben, the Tottenham fan, but it just doesn't look good at Spurs right now. But you have your say down below. Let me know if you think something else will happen. Maybe Tottenham might get a surprise win. Let me know down below. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and good.